Hello fellow booktubers, my name is Lauren, you're watching Dreams Books Courage, and today is yet another Top 5 Wednesday, this one being top series titles. And I will admit it was a bit hard for me to find 5 series titles that I really enjoyed because most of the series that I own just have their title based on the first book, and so they're not very interesting or original, they're just basing it off of the first book of the series. But I did end up finding 5, and I think these are pretty solid series titles. But first, I wanted to show you yet another one of my shirts that I think are just incredibly awesome. And the shirt that I have on right now is a picture of John Green's face and the word pizza, which are 2 of my favorite things. If you watch John Green and Hank Green's YouTube channel, Vlogbrothers, this is obviously a shirt based on their channel, and I just love this shirt. I love pizza, I love John Green, and I just felt like this shirt also works well with my booktube channel. And so the first series that I have is one that I read whenever I was younger, and it is the Chronicles of Narnia series by C.S. Lewis. These books have a lot of biblical symbolism within them, but they also are very appropriate for children, and so I really enjoyed reading these pretty small little reads. I enjoy the title of this series because it really is about the chronicles of this fantasy place called Narnia. Every other book would focus on these 4 main people who are from our world, and then in the other books we focus on these other characters who don't exactly have intertwining lives, but they're just part of the chronicles of this place called Narnia. And so if you really look at the title of these books, you shouldn't really think that, oh, this is just about these certain people. Obviously it's not, because it's about the chronicles of Narnia. These take place in different time periods with different people, and it just makes it all the better for this fantasy series. In the 4th place spot, we have the Bloodline series by Richelle Mead. Now obviously this is a series that takes the title right off of the first book, but I feel like it fits in for the series because it really is focusing on these people's bloodlines. I've not yet read the series, but I get the general gist. It mixes stories of humans with stories of vampires and how the worlds collide. And I think it's very interesting in a few aspects because bloodlines are obviously a part of what makes us who we are, who our family is. But then again, bloodlines to vampires also mean blood and food. And just seeing the perspective of blood from so many different points of view, or it could mean food, or it could mean who your family is. Just such radically different ideas of what bloodlines are, and that's why I think that this title is very important to this series. Next, we have the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. And within the first few books of the series, you really have no idea what these mortal instruments are whatsoever. And so it's kind of a mystery what the series title even means to the series. But throughout the books you realize what these mortal instruments actually are, that they're actually items, and the irony that comes with what the mortal instruments are actually supposed to do, forced with what these people want them to do. I enjoy the series title because it's kind of a mystery at first what it even means, and these mortal instruments actually figure a lot within what the Shadowhunters are and what they stand for than you would think of in the first place. Up next we have the Inkworld series by Cornelia Funk. And the first book of the series is obviously Inkheart, and I just love the name Inkworld because these people within it, especially the main character of Meggie, she loves reading books. Their house is just full of different books. And so obviously they're already kind of living in an ink world just by reading all these books and loving books and being surrounded by books. But what Megan discovers is that she actually has a very special gift in that she can read a book out loud and then the character will actually come to life. But then on the flip side of these novels, they can actually go into a certain ink world that they didn't even know they could at first within these novels. And so that opens up an entirely new door in which these people can actually delve into the world of literature and into the world of paper and ink that is actually so much more deep than we realize. I enjoy the series title because it has more than one context. At first you might think that it just means surrounded by books, but then we realize that it actually is a literal ink world. And in the first place spot we have something that I have not yet read, and it is The Divine Comedy by Dante. And honestly, I don't know a whole lot about these 3 different stories, or if they're novels, or what exactly these things are and how they connect together, but I definitely wanted to include it as a series title. In it we have Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso. And these are like the 3 steps of life after life. We have hell, and then purgatory, and then heaven. And it just tells a beautiful story about all 3 of these places. In my way of thinking, because these stories are about death, and because it's called The Divine Comedy, in a way it's kind of a satire on what death should be or what we imagine death to be. It's kind of saying how funny it is that these humans think death is such a scary part of their lives, when really it's just a part that we all have to go through. And it's ironic how humanity hates death so much whenever it's just yet another part of life. And that is my theory on what the Divine Comedy means. It might mean something completely different than what I'm saying, but based on this title of the series, or whatever you call this, I just think that the Divine Comedy is a very interesting title with these stories that deal mainly with death. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video on Top 5 Wednesday, and I think it'd be really awesome if you guys decided to do Top 5 Wednesday videos as well, and so I will be leaving a link in the description on our Goodreads page. If you've made a Top 5 Wednesday video on this topic, definitely link that down below and I will be watching all of them. And as always, I'm gonna go get back to reading.